Hello folks, I'm going to go for a little walk. Now I'm going to be using this helmet. There's a helmet I have, a tactical helmet with some night vision and night vision lights and a body cam which I've mounted at the front of the helmet. And so I'm going to go for a walk hands free. All I'll be holding is my torch. And we can have a little chat as I walk around and have a little bit of explore at night time. Because, you know, I'm trying to do ghost hunting in a different kind of way. I don't want to be following what everybody else is doing. And so, you know, I'm trying different things. So let's get into it, folks. Now, I have to put this on. We're going to turn this light off first.
Whispers in the sky, shadows in the night, searching for a signal through the endless fright. Voices on the edges of where our worlds collide, haunting questions echo in the absence of the light. Echoes bouncing back like ghosts trapped in a well, creaking through the silence where the lost spirits dwell. Fingers grasping at the veil, seeking something real. In the dead of night we break through truth we steal. Life after life, what do you see? Answer me, spirit, speak to me. Endless dark, oh, set me free. Life after life, show me what can be. Through flickering screens and garbled noise, we reach into the unknown like errant boys. Ghosts trapped in wires, specters riding waves, hunting for the answer to the secrets of the graves. Cool breath on my neck, the air is thick with dread. It's not the living, but the dead inside my head. Desperate for the whispers, desperate for the sign. What's beyond the living earth? Tell me what I'll find. Life after life, what do you see? Answer me, spirit, speak to me. Endless dark will set me free. Life after life, show me what can be. Flickering screens and garbled noise, we reach into the unknown like errant boys. Ghosts trapped in wires, specters riding waves, hunting for the answer to the secrets of the graves. Cool breath on my neck, the air is thick with dread. It's not the living, but the dead inside my head. Desperate for the whispers, desperate for the sign. What's beyond the living earth? Tell me what I'll find. Life after life, what do you see? Answer me, spirit, speak to me. Endless dark will set me free. Life after life, show me what can be.
So, Am I recording? Yes, I am. Right. There's straps that I have to flip and sort out here. Right, let's go. I hope I don't meet anybody on this walk, because they do look kind of strange with this hat on, with this helmet on, with two night vision lights, and there's a car which is going to think it's kind of strange. Because I look like a little spaceman. Now I'm going to try and keep my head as steady as possible, so I don't shake too much. Where's the entrance to this? Right. Oh God. Now, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to check to make sure that the camera is fine before I continue. It's been a while since I've been here. Actually, it's been a couple of days since I've been out, so it's all very welcome. Right, let me see. Yeah, we should be fine, I hope. But when I'm out looking for, say, paranormal stuff, right? Or I'm looking for things that are unusual, I actually like, from a film aspect of things, to be able to see lots of different things, you know, covering ground. I know it doesn't flip and suit me because a lot of the time I have mobility issues, but I do like to keep moving when it comes to things like this, you know. But it's like this around this area when it comes to abandoned places and stuff like that. Most of the places I've went to have been in a fire or end up being in the process of being done up or being demolished, and it leads to less and less abandoned places kind of thing. But from experience, right, when you think about it, just because that place is abandoned, what's to say that the place has activity that we are looking for? Do you know? What's to say that there isn't, you know, paranormal activity in our outdoors, in our environment, you know, in wooded areas, old streets, hills and mountains, forestries, etc. So, you know, this is a kind of a different way of looking at things, you know. This is a round tower, which I'm going to stand back and give you a proper shot of it again, which I hope the camera is pointing in the right direction, but I hope you can see it. It's not an original one, like it's a reproduction, but it's pretty cool. You know, this circular seating here, bit of electricity for plugging in the lights or whatever, and then we got these railway sleepers, and when you go up here you've got a little upstairs here, which is covered in bird poo because there's been nesting going on at the springtime, and this area is often very humid and very warm. So back down. Oh. I need to sit down already. Oh, that is a large oak root that was dug up in the area. It's 2,000 years old. I'm trying to figure out now, is this... I can see a bit of the flipping screen, but to me it looks blurry, so... No, it's the way that the screen is angled towards my eye that makes it look blurry. So, oh, let's go. Oh. I forgot to go around this way. There was another footpath to this, back at the round tower and that. Every time I bring a torch here, I end up hearing the howls of wolves. That is because there is a wildlife park near here, and the guy has a lot of wolves in that park, so it's a little well, but it's artificial. Is it wet? There it is. I need a place to sit down. And there's a little hut made from willow branches, which got damaged in the storm. Actually, there's no back on it. I do notice now that the padding that supports the helmet is making my head itchy, which isn't nice. There's a load of these dotted around this garden. It's called the Peace Garden. It was made by a priest. And there's a church here too. People that are familiar with the channel know where this place is. If you're new, it's called the Peace Garden. There's an artificial pond in there. Oh, the screen is knocked off, which is a good thing for me because the screen was actually blinding my eyes. I'm going to sit down here for a second. Oh, this is a representation of Croagh Patrick in the west of Ireland. Let me see. Just check to see. Are we still recording? Are we still on? Yes, we are. We've got lights. Yes, we have. Oh. Do you know, I know you can see my breath and that, but it feels kind of mild today. yesterday was Halloween. It was actually quite mild, you know. You know. If you have a helmet, tactical helmet, and a camera mount like this, it can be quite cool as long as you are aware that not to shake your head too much. And if it's comfortable in that. To be honest with you, this doesn't feel that comfortable because of the padding. The padding is making my head itch, but let's see. You know, right at the beginning of this channel, right? Do you know, I seen ghost hunting on YouTube channels. I thought that was very exciting and that. And I wasn't well at the time when I started watching these videos. I wasn't physically well. Then I thought, this is exciting. I want to go and do something like that when I get well. You know? Because, you know, you go out ghost hunting, to me at the time when I was watching stuff, people were getting activity every time, you know. And I thought, is this the normality? Is this the real thing? Of course, I've been watching the Ghost Adventures and Most Haunted and all these things. And, you know, my impression at the time was, you know, in everyday life when people are going about their business, a lot of the time nothing happens, right? But when you come in and you come into an area or come into a place and you call it out, you attract that paranormal energy, if you know what I mean. That's what I thought it was. It all was. Then I started doing it myself. And then I discovered that a lot of this stuff, a lot of these investigators, what they're actually doing is sometimes making assumptions or sticking with a belief that they got from somewhere else. And in a way, I was doing the same thing. You know? And I suppose, you know, I can look back on paranormal investigations and I can be embarrassed about some of the things that I used to get up to on a paranormal investigation or a ghost hunt and that. But at the end of the day, I think it's part of the learning experience, if you know what I mean. People keep asking me, do I still believe in the paranormal? Because I've done less of it. And I was calling out more of it. From the times I've done the paranormal, there's been a handful of times where something strange has happened. And it makes me believe in the paranormal. But in order to be better, you still have to question everything and even question your own evidence, your own, what you see, what you hear, all of that kind of thing. And the last year I've been actually struggling to try and move all this forward, both with the paranormal and the ITC. Because sometimes when I see on the ITC is me doing the same thing over and over again. And then people writing in the comments what they hear. And very often, a lot of the time, I've called out for communicators to call my name and they call my name and stuff. Then people miss it. But they call out something that to me was quite clearly radio. So I don't know where to move forward with that. You know, with the paranormal, I don't know where to move forward to that. I have a kind of an idea of this kind of raw film style, night vision, exploring, outdoor kind of thing. If you know what I mean. You know, I know people like the abandoned places and castles and stuff. But if you haven't got them, you haven't got them. You have to make do with the ground you've got. And speaking of ground, the land we stand on is extremely old, if you know what I mean. The forest we walk in sometimes is pretty old too. I've seen a bat. There is a couple of Donegal bats flying around here. They're tiny little things. So what I want to do is kind of explore these kinds of wooded areas. This is an area down between the Donegal and Tyrone border, which is often investigated for Bigfoot sightings. Now, I don't know if I believe in it or not, but there's a fact that there's people investigating it, you know, is something. You know, if you investigate, you can prove or disprove, if you know what I mean. You know? I think in the process, if I see some strange wildlife, do you know wildlife like deers and badgers and stuff? I've never seen a deer or a badger in real life. In the wild. I don't even think I've seen a badger in captivity. Do you know? So, you know, in the middle of doing this, if I capture some of those, would that mean that I'm kind of on the right track? If I capture something unusual I haven't seen before, is that a good basis to sort of go forward with paranormal exploring and that kind of thing? There's a wee shelter here. Oh. Do you understand what I'm flipping talking about? Do you know, you see ghost hunts, they go into an abandoned place, they take out a spirit box or an app and start communicating with the app and taking out these music boxes and EMF detectors and REM pods and all sorts of things. And a lot of the time people are misinformed by those pieces of equipment. They do nothing to detect, to prove that ghosts are real. but they are a trigger object. The problem down there is science. EMF. There is loads of different sources of EMF in different areas, both natural and artificial. That would affect your EMF detector, your REM pods, and music boxes that are triggered by EMF. Do you know? People get very excited when they see a spike in EMF in a place they believe is a haunted place. Not thinking of the fact that, you know, they go into a property and it's raked with electricity and stuff. You know? And people watch these videos and then they say, well, I want to do it myself. Yeah, I've done that. But when it comes to people throw around the word paranormal research, right? Paranormal research is doing things your way. Not copying what other people are doing it your way, if you know what I mean. Right beside the church here. This church is built from straw bales with plaster on over it. It's also heated by a wood chip boiler. Now this bird place here, this is a bird. There's a big bird cage there. That used to come up as far as the end of that slab, and it was made smaller and brought back that way, you know, to get work vehicles in to do things. What's in here is little canaries. I don't know if you can see through the camera. Well, that's a flipping picture of a canary. That doesn't help us at all. Don't see anything. Maybe they're sleeping. Oh, there's one up. Is there one up there? There's seeds in the bowl. So I take it there's birds somewhere. Oh, this it feels very hollow. It's because it's just straw bales with plaster on above it, and it's got very nice stained glass windows. It feels pretty cool just walking around hands free. What the flip is that down there? Oh, that's a statue. Do you see it? Do you see it? Don't know if the camera sees it, but it looks like a ghost. But it is a statue that looks like a ghostly figure, I think. If I go in there, I'll probably sink. A lot of area cleared along here. Whatever they have planned for it, I don't know. briefly go in here. There's a St. Murad's cross. It's carved into this rock here. People or pigeons? That was a car revving. In the springtime, there's a little swift or a swallow that nests in here. I'm guessing it would be gone by now, but those who wait on the Lord shall want for no manner of good things. There's the nest. How did a worm get up that far? Or is it a slug? It's a slug. It's very damp and musty in here. I reckon that bird has gone back to warmer climates. There used to be a wood burning stove there. Right. Every year I've come back here at the springtime and that bird nests in this same flipping place. Oh, a wee bird feeder. There's still leftover fireworks from last night that's been going off. I did film the fireworks around my neighbourhood and the city fireworks, which are always fantastic. To move this. It's nice in here because there's cushions and stuff. And people leave little offerings. Pray for us. Just little things. You know, this little small stone doesn't seem anything, but somebody's intentions are in that, if you know what I'm saying. On the wings of love, rise, and then healing. All kind of spiritual intentions. You see, there's nothing on this. It's just a little stone, it just left it there. And by just leaving it there, there's an intention behind it, you know what I'm saying. Right, to go out and put this metal thing, which is part of wood burning stove, back at the door because the hinge is broke, or the lock is broke. I hope that this isn't too shaky. Yeah, I just wanted the chat about the channel, how to move forward without doing the same thing over and over again, etc. Taking also into account that my health isn't as good. Sometimes I get up and I'm really, really sore. Though very often, and it has been from the start of my channel, a lot of the stuff was never planned. It's just in a good mood to go out, go ghost hunting or whatever. And I just go, you know. Apart from the fact of, you know, the official investigations like Cumber House, where Peninsula often invited us. Those were planned. Some nights I used to turn up and I was fine. Some nights I was flipping aching. But I wasn't going to say no to the opportunity, kind of thing. And it was great because you're gathering together with other people with the same interest. That's what I like most about it, you know. This has gone under a serious renovation because it's got a new roof. Used to be a thatch roof, and that thatch rotted and it started letting in moisture and stuff, and it was getting very musty in here. You got a little throw, you can sit here, relax, meditate. These are the prayer cards. People that have died, you can see the little cards, and again little stones with little intentions on them, you know. Sometimes there's electricity in here too, so it's all kind of rigged up. All the times I've been here, well, that lock actually works. All the times I've been here, I've only been here once where the lights were on, and it was only half the lights. You know, the outside lights, like. See, it's just a new wooden roof. It's a bit like American style, but we're in a damp climate. Don't know how long that roof's going to last. Like, more bird feeders. Tonight is just a test. To see if this helmet setup is actually a viable thing. There's things in that tree, there's wind chimes and stuff. I'm going to sit down on the seat. Oh. It's great, it kind of been in so much, it was like cabin fever, you know. Not been out much. Do you know people say, oh, do you not be scared when you're going out at night time like this, or doing a paranormal investigation in an abandoned place, or going into cemeteries at night time and all that kind of stuff? No, do you know, to me, the flipping shadow moved there because the torch moved. It scared the life out of me. But to me it's relaxing. Nighttime, less people are around. It's just you and nature, you know. The only problem is winter time. If you have a lot of rain or wind especially, can't go out and do this. But I'm done going around the country looking for abandoned houses and driving for miles, driving around for miles, and there's a good possibility I won't find an abandoned place, so I've wasted petrol and the price of fuel and inflation, all that kind of thing. I've been using less of my car for that flipping reason, you know. Price of fuel, that kind of thing. Because back when I found abandoned places, I was doing abandoned explorers and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe the amount of petrol I wasted going around trying to find some of these places. And sometimes I went out and it was a pure and utter fail. I couldn't find anything. Here's another thing about the paranormal. Right. See if I went out to an area, right? A little area sort of like this. And I picked up something on camera that was puzzling and questionable. Do you know what happens on YouTube? People start putting theories together. Oh, that looks like might be a spirit of, the person that died at the place or whatever, or all kinds of different theories. And then the next week, the paranormal investigator will go somewhere else. Because they don't want their YouTube followers to have to go through the same location the following week. Which, in that aspect I understand. But if you're investigating the paranormal and you get something that you might think that is paranormal, would it not be best to just go back there more and more to see if you can get something else, rather than moving to another place, doing those investigations, and then maybe coming back a year later and that? It's a bit fucking late then, like. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why when me and Rachel were in the abandoned army camp, We've done 6 episodes of one building, one of many, because that's where we got most of our activity. And we kept going back there. Unfortunately, we only got to episode 6. And then the place was burnt down by vandals. But that was... The plan with that place was to keep monitoring the place over time. You know? Then you got this theory too, if you go to a place and there is paranormal activity or spirits around or whatever, there's a theory that, you know, familiarity would give you more activity and stuff. But nobody's putting that to a test, you know? This is so flippin' relaxing, I like this. No people. Because I'm a bit antisocial, if you know what I'm saying. There's a little hill there that was re-landscaped to put some plants on and stuff like that. There's a light pole. See, all this area was all lit up, but I've never seen it lit up. Right now I don't know, have no idea if this video is going to come out right or not. No idea at all. Consciously in my head, I have to take into account that the lens of the camera is on top of my forehead somewhere. So when I look down, I have to look down further than I normally look down for the camera lens to catch what I'm looking at directly. You know? But this is nice. Because when I'm at home, I'm watching YouTube videos and stuff. And I don't take the time to reflect or sit in silence and declutter the brain. And then the doors open a lot of the time and you hear traffic a lot of the time. This is a cleansing of the mind. I can still hear fireworks in the distance. When I started doing these types of explores, it just didn't take off on YouTube because I think people are used to familiar ways of doing things. But in the true paranormal, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta try something else. Something different way of doing things. That's how things are discovered. Do you know another thing came into my head when I was walking around with this camera? We live in a society now where there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras on our cars. There's cameras on police uniform. Security guards. Ring doorbells. Security cameras used to be a high money value item. Only well-off people could secure their homes with CCTV Now you can get cheap flipping CCTV that's linked to your phone. We got more cameras than ever. So there should be more of a opportunity to find paranormal events. The problem is there's more and more ways now to fake these kind of videos. People might wonder, if it's so easy to fake a paranormal video, why bother watching paranormal videos anymore? Well, here's the thing. And here's the thing where a lot of people didn't put a value on. All those ghost hunters from way back in 2016 and 17 that thought, let's entertain our audience, let's pull a few stunts. If you got credibility, if you got trust, if you are renowned to doing everything honestly, you prepared to go out and get absolutely nothing, with no jump scares, no nothing, and could be completely honest. Those were the people back in the day that weren't getting views on YouTube because the people pulling the stunts were the ones that were providing the entertainment and excitement. But at the end of the day, if somebody with a reputation to be completely and utterly honest and something strange comes up on their camera, it's most likely going to be believed rather than somebody that has a bad reputation, if you know what I'm saying. Let's go on a little bit. Might be rambling, but I'm just thinking out loud, if you know what I'm saying. It's nice to see some flowers still in bloom. We are 1st of November. Here's the artificial cave thing. Oh. Colin Bannis's place. I'm taking that this used to be a place that, there's a nice echo in here, was built up with some rocks. There is that mesh that holds concrete together, or cement. Build up walls with some rocks, put some kind of roof on it, and then plaster it over, and then just cover the whole lot with soil. I can see handprints. I think they're handprints anyway. I'm taking the most of it was put on with a trowel. Anyway, sometimes it fills up with water, but it's, despite all the rain, it's kind of dry in there, which is nice. This is kind of cool. Like I'm walking around, I'm not worrying where the camera is pointing, am I getting a right shot? It's just on my head, you know? And I'm just carrying a torch. It's kind of like recording what the eye sees. And I don't know if I got it spot on or anything like that, but if you can get it right, it's brilliant. Like, more electrical junctions. There's another wee house in here. It actually is the last house. The wee stove. I just want to check my IR lighting. My helmet. Just check to see if everything's okay. We still have some. Normally this is the end of my journey, but I'm going to go back the way. You can hear a bit of traffic in the background, but not too much. The city is over in that direction over there. It's about 2 miles from my house. There's a little pond in there, but it's kind of overgrown. It sounds like a battle, but it's fireworks. Oh, speaking of those, those forests and those investigators that investigate Bigfoot, also, especially in the UK, but it's happened in Ireland as well, were owners of exotic big cats. It was something to do with the changing of licensing laws back in, Was it the 70s or 80s? So when the licensing laws changed not in their favour, some of these owners just released these wild cats into the wild, and is that paranormal? Well, it's certainly not normal, like. So, along with the Bigfoot investigations, they investigate seeing these cats as well, you know. The padding on this helmet is not nice. It's making me head itchy. I'm going to sit down for a minute. My knees are hurting. It's amazing when you go out at night time. The place that you've been to during the day turns into a completely different thing. A different environment in some way. A lot quieter, a lot sleepier. But in the case of night vision, a lot more sort of, I think sometimes I feel it's a lot more detailed in night vision. When you've got these lights and it's going in through the trees and stuff. You know? That's why I've tried night vision on a beach and it's really bad. Because the night vision light doesn't bounce off anything because there's nothing to bounce off. When you're in a forest with night vision, it's flipping class because the IR light is bouncing off the trees and brightening them up for the camera to pick up. You know, where if you have a vast open space, you don't get that. You only get 20 or 30 yards in front of you, kind of thing. As an area for walking, it's kind of cool because it's all flat, there's no flipping hills. Of course, if you're in abandoned buildings or quiet places like parks that are near busy areas, there's always a risk on your safety in that. With people that are up to no good kind of thing. But I'm far enough outside the city for not to happen, you know. find another mistake, and I fell into this mistake myself with paranormal investigating. People are uncomfortable with dead air, silence, and that goes for podcasts, videos, but they do it in the paranormal investigating as well, which means they're listening out for stuff and then talking over things. Yeah, it can be kind of boring in that, but you are investigating the paranormal, unless your focus is making videos first, do you know? We're back to the round tower. We crossed this thing. We didn't cross it the last time, so. Well, for anybody that hasn't watched a video of me on this place before, the whole garden, the walkway around the whole garden, is in the shape of the map of Ireland. Now, this bridge that cuts across this possibly could be the border between Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, but I think it's too straight for that, so I don't know. It opens up a bit here, but in there is all bog. You'd probably sink to your backside if you went in there. Right, coming to the end now. Maybe a bit of a win, but I think it's a little bit of a fail because my head is itching like mad from the padding inside this helmet. It's not comfortable at all, so I have to do something about that. Right, I'm going to take off here. And say goodbye to you folks. Turn these off so I don't wash myself out. Folks, that gave me an excuse to actually go out and go for a walk. So I'm glad again I got out. And I was just testing out this helmet and this body cam. The body cams, you can find them on Amazon. Some of them now record up to 14 something p. This records up to 1296p, and tonight I'm recording in 1080p. The night vision is actually quite good on them, you know. But I'm going to go home, have a look at my footage, going to have a cup of tea, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.